This is the 2023 GMC Sierra AT4. I borrowed this model from my friends at Morgan Buick GMC here in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you want to know more about it, check out the link. Click on that down in the description of the video. Of course, after you've finished watching the video. But as long as this truck is in inventory, that link will take you to it on their website. The exterior color on this model is Desert Sand Metallic. Being the AT4, it's going to have the jet black with Kalahari inserts as the interior and a very nice and well laid out interior. So we're going to take a quick look at exactly what we have here. We're filming inside today at Southern Automation Incorporated. If you're looking for some packaging equipment or conveyor belts or anything like that, that kind of system or equipment or even repairs, check out their website. I will link that down in the description as well. So the advantage to filming inside, because it's been raining off and on outside, is that we get a better look at the LED headlights, the LED daytime running lights, and those very nice and bright blinkers. Now, I don't have them on down there, but you do have the fog lights down there on the lower portion of the bumper. You're going to have, well, not really a chrome look, kind of a unique look to the AT4 front grille. As far as the finish goes, going to have that classic GMC logo right there, and you will have the bright red tow hooks. So that way, when you're pulling the Ford F-150s and Toyota Tacomas and Nissan Titans out of the sand and the mud, well, not going to be a problem at all. Tire size here is going to be 265, so 265 on the width, 60 on the sidewall on this area right here. Plenty of grip for off-roading, and they surround the 20-inch wheels. The AT4 logo right here on the lower portion of the door. And then right here is going to be the button for passive entry. So when you push that button, what that's going to do is unlock all four doors. You can unlock just the front or all four. But the reason I came here is to show you a little something right here. This button right here, what does it do? Well, if you push it, it not only shows me in the mirror, but it also folds the power folding side view mirrors into place. If you want to do that, you know that it's there. You also have the side steps right here. Obviously, on each side, you're going to have a graphite material that always reminds me of grip tape on a skateboard. Yes, I was a skateboarder back in the 1980s, but that's gonna mean sure-footedness, easy to get in and out. Not that this truck is that terribly high off of the ground, but that definitely makes a difference. And just a quick close look at the rear tail lights. Obviously, very nice, LED as well. LED lighting all over this truck. And speaking of lighting, here's a big advantage that we have for today's video. I'm going to turn on some of the lighting that I don't normally get to turn on. Well, because normally we don't get to see it. Let's see if we can get that to come on. Okay. When it comes to exterior lighting when you're working out in the dark, well, you have the cab light right there. You also have the in-bed LED lighting angled forward, so it really does a good job of shining in towards the front of the bed. And also the light right here on the tailgate, that helps to light this area down here. If you need to see what's going on back there, that just makes the whole process a lot easier. One thing that separates this truck apart from your average GMC Sierra is what's under the hood. Let's talk about exactly what that is. Okay, here under the hood is the diesel option. It's the 3-liter engine, the 6-cylinder, that obviously runs on diesel fuel. It makes 277 horsepower, but a very solid 460 pounds-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. And obviously, you can get the best gas mileage possible with 2-wheel drive, but obviously 4-wheel drive is available. What about MPGs? 20 city, 23 highway, 21 combined, and 4.8 gallons of gas for every 100 miles you drive. And to help make that make a little more sense, this truck has a 22-gallon gas tank. There are a couple of nice features back here, but first let's talk about towing and payload. 1,830 pounds is the payload, and this truck can tow up to 9,000 pounds. Pretty impressive numbers. You do have a lot of torque with that engine that makes a big difference in that area. The bed step back here, or the bumper steps, very nice, very deep. You can approach from 2 different angles. That makes a big difference. Obviously, you're going to have the exhaust finishers back here. And what does it sound like out of those exhaust finishers when you start the engine? And obviously, one of the best features here of these GMC Sierras is found right here. In fact, we'll take a look at the multiple uses of the Multi-Pro tailgate. So it all starts right here with what you can use as basically a workbench, a table. You can eat lunch here. You can set up your phone on a tripod and have a Zoom meeting or whatever it is. You can also use it as a bed extender, and there's actually 2 different ways to do this. One of them being just like this. So obviously, whatever you have can butt up against right here and extend the bed. But that's not all there is. Kind of hard to do one-handed. You do have the tailgate that will open in the conventional manner. You can also use the same area right here for the second option for a bed extender. Obviously, you're going to have your bed liner that's going to come here. Now, we don't have the kicker audio system built in, but you have that option to have the speakers here and the controls for the radio and whatever your music you're playing all back here. You can also have lighting back here in this area. So there'd be a light on each side here. So a few different options where all of that is concerned. But that's not all we have. It's also a step. And the thing that makes that even easier, this is what really separates these trucks out from the F-150s, is the fact that instead of having to pull the handle out from the tailgate and put that in place and everything, you just do that right there and up you go. In fact, let's just show how easy it is. I don't have to use that handle, but I do. It's just a little bit easier that way. But that way you can see how easy it is to get in and out of this truck. And again, just like we saw with those side steps, you're going to have the graphite material right here that makes it a whole lot easier to avoid slipping and falling when getting in and out of this bed. There are multiple tie downs throughout. In fact, there are actually 12 tie downs total within the interior of this truck. You're going to have that AT4 logo there in the front, but we're just getting started. We're going to hop into the interior and see what you can find there. Okay, through the magic of video editing, because the other scenes were a little bit too dark inside. Yeah, I'm actually filming this video over the course of 2 different days. So we're going to give you a better look during the day at the interior of this truck. So what do we have here? Well, we've got the nice contrast stitching and the piping here with that Kalahari color right there. That is a very nice look, by the way. Very large door bins, something I always like about these GMC Sierras. So plenty of space in there for snacks, large bottles. If you're taking your buddies to the gym, plenty of room there for protein powder and plenty of storage underneath both sides of the seats here. We also have this side that will come up as well, so you can put that up, and I apologize for the background noise. Hopefully you can't hear that too well, but here's something that I've always wondered. Why don't other truck makers have the in-seat storage back here within the seat cushions or the seat backs themselves? That is really cool. That's really impressive because, well, it just gives you so much more space available to do everything you need to do. Rear air conditioning vents here. Maybe in the future when GMC redesigns these trucks, these could be a little bit bigger because they are kind of small right now. They do get the job done, but I think they could be a little bit bigger. So you do have the heated outboard seats. So if you are a rear seat passenger and you don't want a cold butt during the winter, you better call the outboard seats first. And then our connectivity right here, got that as well. And then, you know, nobody's going to be thirsty back here. Not only do you have the fold down armrest right here with the cup holders built in, but there are also 2 more cup holders right there. And another question to answer down in the comments. Okay, this is the 23 version of this truck. Would you like to see, when it receives a full update, something other than the conventional size sunroof, maybe a panoramic sunroof? Tell me what your thoughts are. And moving on to the front seat, an even larger door bin right here. So if you're a fan of really big door bins with multiple cup holder options right there, well, call Shotgun, you'll be in good shape. You also have the nice AT4 logo here on the door sill. We don't have that on the rear, and the GMC logo here within the floor mats, the rubber floor mat with insert, I guess you'd call that, because you have the insert with the carpet right here, And I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not, but you can actually take these out, as you can see right there. Heated seats for the driver and the passenger, a really good look at the jet black and Kalahari interior. Both power seats, and you have the upper and the lower gloveless glove boxes. They're called glove boxes, but I don't find any gloves in here. I've only had that happen one time, and it was because somebody was playing a prank on me. Who would that have been, Wesley? But here we go again, another gloveless glove box, but plenty of space in there, that's for sure. And let's hop over here. Here's something interesting. You do have the wireless phone charger right here. That changed for 2022. So you have this area free up here. That's very helpful, very useful. But if you want a second phone charger, guess what? There's an aftermarket version you can buy and have put in right here. There's actually an outlet it plugs into back in this area. It's pretty easy to do. You could actually do it yourself. Then you have, well, you've got the tray right here that is removable, and the space for miles. There's all kinds of space in there within the center console, and more connectivity options, not only here, but we also have some more. Let's see if I can get to where we can see them right here. So quite a bit going on within the interior. And if you want to be able to control the power sliding sunroof or the power rear window, which is back there, that is a power rear window. It does slide. That is where you do it on the upper console. Now earlier I mentioned the fact that you can tow up to 9,000 pounds with this truck, but that doesn't mean you can tow 9,000 pounds under all conditions. And so right here, the sticker right here is going to tell you how to figure out what you can tow based on your payload, based on how many people are in the vehicle and what they weigh, and all of that good information. And we pretty much already took a look here at the driver's side door panel. You do have seat memory right here. Here are the controls for your driving modes, lights and lighting around the vehicle. There is a heads-up display that hopefully I can show you a little bit better today than what we normally do. But here's what I really wanted to do. I hope this is going to work the way I wanted it to, and it most certainly is. You can see the graphics here on the dashboard, on the infotainment screen. There's that AT4 logo and the GMC logo. Just can't get quite a wide enough shot to show you both at the same time, but that is there, and that looks really nice. We're going to go ahead and fire the truck up. I'll tell you what, it looks nice in here. We'll get some things in place here as far as showing you what's going on. I'm going to turn that fan speed down just a little bit. So there is what you have with your truck as far as the instrument cluster goes. And what about driving modes? Well, you can see you have normal, you have off-road. We're going to go back this way. Off-road, and then obviously, looks like that's all there is normal and off-road. I wasn't sure if there was a sport mode here or not, but apparently not. But you can make quite a few changes here on the instrument cluster, depending on what you want to do and or see. We'll go through just a few things here just to show you a little bit of what is here. So obviously, well, this truck is very high-tech. I mean, it has the latest and greatest from GMC, so quite a bit going on here. I really like what GMC has done. Now, something we don't normally get to do, like I say, is see all of this in a darker atmosphere. So I'm going to show it to you here. You do have Google Assistant here, and she actually is interactive with you. You can give all sorts of voice commands and ask just about any question you could imagine. And here are our multiple camera views. You can see the overhead 360-degree view there on the left, and then there is our rear view camera, but that's not all you have. You also have the front view. I'm sorry, that was the front view camera. This is the rear view camera, but I want to show you something here. If that camera comes up and it's a little bit dirty, let me show you right here. This button right here, that's what you're going to use to run your windshield washer fluid on cleaning the window or the front window, the front windshield, but it also does this. It also cleans the camera off. It does that no matter if it's up on the screen or not. So in case you were curious about that, well, there that is, and that's how that works. And I'll show you the multiple camera views here as far as what you have. There are a bunch here. There is so much here. You just can't have any problems. And you can go home that way, or you can push this button right here underneath the knob for the radio and controlling everything there. Obviously, there is a lot going on here. Maps. You can actually use Google Assistant to use navigation, and she'll help you out with that and tell you everything you need to know or get you where you need to go. You don't have to do anything other than voice commands. So it works really well when you're driving down the road in heavy traffic and whatever the case may be. It's all there. Here is our push button start for starting and stopping the engine, our dual zone climate control, and you can see that I have the ventilated seats on. You also have the heated seats right there for the driver and the passenger. Obviously, it is dual zone climate control here. As you can see, you can sync those together if you want to, or you can just leave them to be set by whoever wants to drive or is sitting in the passenger or driver's seat. And so ultimately, all of that is there, very easy to use, super nice setup here. All your one-touch buttons right here for a multitude of features. I probably don't have to tell you what all that is. I think you already know. And a look at the shifter, also in the daylight, just a lot easier to see the interior here in the daytime than it was inside the shop where we were filming some of the other scenes. Tell me what you think about this style of shifter. Would you rather see a shifter up there on the column? I know some people prefer that. And one more important point here, you'll notice there's no child safety locks here. Why is that? Well, that's because it's actually located here on the rear doors. This is on both sides, by the way. It's this switch right here. So here's the thing, you can probably see right there, you've got the lock here and the arrow pointing in this direction, pointing down basically towards the door panel right here. So in this position, the child safety locks are not active. Now they are. If you ever hop into the back seat of your GMC Sierra, make sure you check that first, especially if you're all alone, to make sure you're not going to accidentally lock yourself in the truck. Make sure at least one door does not have the child safety locks activated. Get on it too much, but it does have kind of a unique sound. You can tell it's a diesel, you know it's a 6-cylinder, kind of that combination of both there. But it still does a really good job. Obviously, this truck has plenty of capability. It may not have as much horsepower as the 5.3 or the 5.6, but it does obviously have a load of torque. I'll tell you what, it's an adventure to make this turn right here because so many people want to turn left and never think about the fact that you might want to go into the other lane. But we're going to go ahead and get on down the road here and get away from some of these folks. Make sure that truck doesn't come over on us. Thankfully, he was looking in his side view mirrors. Now, one more little pull here. Let's listen. I don't want to get on it too much, especially being a brand new truck, but I'll tell you what, it definitely will give you a little bit of a push back in the seat. Not a ton, but a little bit. And so if you are wondering how this truck runs down the road, well, it does a good job. As far as the overall interior goes, well, it's comfortable for a truck. You know, these trucks really in this day and age are more luxury trucks than they are your typical pickup truck of decades gone by. That's kind of a thing of the past, but you have so much space here. They're comfortable. It has the latest and greatest in technology. You know, some of these vehicles out here even come with Super Cruise. I'm going to be doing a Yukon that has Super Cruise in the near future, which is semi-autonomous driving. I know there's probably a Brazilian videos on that out there on YouTube. But overall, this truck is great to drive. I like the brightness of the heads-up display. And I'll tell you what, the thing about that head-up display is that you can adjust it. If it's too bright for you, well, you can dim that. Or if it's not bright enough, you can fix that problem. You can change what you're looking at. It has speed limit, sign recognition, road sign recognition, that kind of stuff is there. There is just so much here, and I apologize, I didn't have anything on the screen for you to look at right there, but just more focused on driving than anything else. But like I say, really a hands-free situation with your screen right there with Google Assistant. You can even ask her to tell you a joke and she'll do that. And you don't have to even look at the screen really to do anything when you're driving down the road. So just so many big advantages here. A lot of great features such as that in-seat storage for the back seat, for the passengers back there. Stuff you just don't see. Features that you just don't see on other trucks. GMC doing a great job, but I'm always curious to know when GMC fully redesigns the Sierra 1500, what would you like to see change or be added that isn't currently here? So tell me what your plans are if you are going to buy a 2023 GMC Sierra AT4 or any GMC Sierra for that matter. Tell me what trim level you want, what exterior color, and what other particulars you desire to have as far as features and functionality. Gotta say a special thanks to my friends at Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this truck for the day. And obviously a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you want to learn about other vehicles that you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.